Hey guys, welcome back to LOI Fan TV. We're back again for a Game Week 30 League of Ireland preview and predictions. Once again, I'm joined by happy Ross McGuire. Ross, how are you?
All good, Luke. All good. Yeah, no, can't complain. Can't complain. Good weekend.
Shells are they going to finish second? Second in the is it a possibility?
But it's not out of the realms of possibility. I think Friday is a big. The game we'll touch on probably towards the end of the video is going to be a massive deciding factor whether we can push for second. I think. But listen, in terms of actual LOI action, I don't think Shells obviously weren't an action at the weekend, but um, so much to catch up on, and obviously some absolutely mad games and some crackers and plenty of goals to be looking at throughout. Maybe we'll touch on the FAI Cup quarter final throughout the video as we're touching on each team. We'll be able to touch on all those games as well. Because there's some mad ones. Obviously, have a special shout out for Kerry as well. But yeah, some mad games, and I'm looking forward to getting into this one.
So, listen, I called Kerry, didn't I? I called it.
I'll give
I
it to
said it's
you.
gonna
Yeah,
be
I'll give
one
it to you.
surprise.
Oh
One
yeah,
surprise
I'll
be
give it to
Kerry.
you. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you if you're fair. Yeah, 100%. Fair play to you. Good shout.
I know, but listen, their luck's got to run out now. They're gonna
Yeah,
get battered up in Tala.
yeah. It's a good day out for them now.
It'd be a great day out for them, but they're gonna need the Cliffords with them if they want to get something out of
Yeah.
the
But that's what he, to be honest, like the final was always going to be a stretch no matter what. So to go to
game.
Tala and go to play the champions elect pretty much or whatever, and to get that experience is a fantastic one for them. Like you have to say, that's probably borderline the dream for them. Like obviously, I don't know if in the cup do you split gate receipts. I don't know how it works, but listen, they'll probably to plenty of heads in Dublin living, have plenty of Kerry heads living in Dublin who might pop out for it as well. So you'd like to think they might get a good allocation as well. So it's going to be a fabulous occasion for them. I think Rovers have kind of European action in and around that time, I think. So it might be a Longford case where they might be able to even put in a good performance and a good shift, and that would be a real boost for the club, you feel, on a big stage.
100%, yeah, for their first televised game as a club. Yeah, up in Tala, as you said, I'm not sure. I think they might split receipts. I'm not too sure for semi-finals how it works, but yeah, listen, Colin Heath's done a great job there. Like even if they got a playoff spot this year, and they use this experience, like if they got like in the playoffs, like momentum's on their side, you never know. I think it's a bit too soon for them, but yeah, no, it's great exposure for them. So fair play.
No, 100%, 100%. We might touch back on them when we get to Sligo in this video. But we'll start off game week 30. Obviously, we'll start off at Dailybound Park. Bohemians playing host to Waterford now. Two sides that aren't in great form. Bows only one win in their last five. Waterford with no wins in their last five. Obviously, Bows were part of that mad game last week against Derry where they lost 4-3 in the end. And I don't know if you saw the highlights of it or anything, but it was a cracking game. I was kind of flicking between it. I was watching that one at the start, and then I flicked across to Rovers, Drogs, and then I was just flicking across a few games and stuff. But I saw a good chunk of this one, and obviously Dawson Devoy's being missing was obviously a huge factor in it, and you can kind of just see the difference it makes when he's not playing. To be fair, but I thought, in fairness to Derry, I thought they were decent value for the win, and I think Bowes, something we touched on last week as well, was the departure of Sean Gretton and things like that. They still don't look like they've kind of figured things out at the back, but in terms of a game to kind of bounce back from a disappointment and to kind of get back into winning ways, this is the game probably the perfect game in the whole league that you'd be looking at. Waterford at home, who are pretty poor at the minute.
Perfect game for them. And if you actually look at Bows' running, they probably have the hardest running of all the teams going for Europe. So this is a must win. You can nearly argue if they don't win this game that they won't get Europe because the games coming after Waterford are going to be much more difficult and much more tough. But yeah, no, 100%. You'd have to fancy Bows here. Been quite disappointing as we kind of touched off last week with Alan Reynolds getting his new contract and so on. Like such very strange timing to kind of award it then. Didn't really make sense from kind of any angle, really. Like I don't really understand it. Yeah, and it's now just it's in a weird spot now that if both fall off a cliff and finish outside of Europe, like, the fella that you'd probably be getting rid of, uh, you know, is going to get a big payout. So
Yeah,
it's a
it's very
strange one, isn't
very Declan Devine deja vu, giving him a contract towards the end of the season, I think it was, and then 5 games into the next season, he's gone or whatever. Like it just feels a bit like we're doing it again, kind of thing.
Yeah, as we kind of both touched off, I don't think Reynolds is the man to deliver long-term success. Now, look, they have a really good squad, so you never know. But as far as his credentials as a manager, I don't see him on the same level as a Kenny or a Duff or a Bradley. So, yeah, this game here will be a tough one, but I think both will have enough. I'm probably going to go 3-1 both.
I agree. I think it might be tough. I think Waterford will be hoping to get their kind of ducks in a row, and obviously Waterford were seventh at the minute. They're kind of four clear of Galway and Sligo, so they have a little bit of a gap, but that gap is shrinking week on week. It seems like, and they need a couple of results to just keep them going, and to see out the season, and then have a little rebuild at the end of the year, whatever it is. But I don't see them getting it from this. To be honest, Dawson will be back in, he'll run the show. And I think Bows will be too strong. They have goals on their side, and I don't think they keep clean sheet. But I'll go for Bows to win 2-1. I think they'll have enough to get over the line here.
Yeah, they well should. They should. And is Dawson the boy back for this?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was only one game ban or whatever. I think as far as
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
huge.
Yeah,
That's huge for them.
make a massive
Yeah.
difference. So we'll go for Bows in that one. Then next up we have two sides that are kind of funny enough, obviously opposite ends of the table, but both in decent enough form and both have secured their place in the semi-final of the FA Cup. We have Cork City at home to Shamrock Rovers. Now, in terms of if this was a cup tie, obviously different dynamic completely, but in the league, it kind of feels like a little bit of a dead rubber. I feel like Cork obviously are kind of done and dusted at the bottom, and Rovers are done and dusted at the top. So it's kind of feels a little bit of a. It's one that you won't be tuning into as a neutral with great interest, really.
No, on paper you'd probably it looks very lopsided, but um, this is a game earlier on the season. We went down to Cork, we drew 1-1, and we were cruising at 1-0. We could see the stupid goal. And I think
Great
now,
finish, though,
like
wasn't
with
it? It was a cracker edge of the boxes. You meant Freddie Anderson or something. It
yeah,
was a crack
yeah, it was dead. It
or
was yeah, it was dead
thunder
goal. But
in the
we should,
blast.
the game it should have been about 4-0 us by then. But we I don't know what happened to us that day, but didn't perform up to our levels. But anyways, yeah, look, this is a kind of a bit of a banana skin sort of sense. If you go down there and you underestimate these, like Cork are in decent run of form. Like they beat
Yeah,
Waterford last time out in the league, and obviously they're in the semi final of the cup. So look, they're winning their dressing room. Like we saying, they're dead and gone. They're gonna be fighting to the bitter end. But I think from our perspective, it's really important that we win these games and get this league wrapped up because we have a semi final of the cup. We have the Europa Conference League coming up, and there's gonna be a lot of Thursday, Sundays. So this is you've a clean run at this. I know we had 120 minutes against Strada in the cup, which to be fair, I thought, it was one of these weird ones like, Bradley makes all these kind of subs like Nugent and O'Neill and stuff just to waste time and then, Andrew Quinn scores a cracker and all of a sudden these lads haven't been getting game time, we're playing extra time and we nearly lost on penalties. But yeah, I think we'll have too much for these. I'm gonna go 2-0 Shamrock Rovers.
yeah, Shamrock Rovers. Yeah, to touch on the quarterfinals a little bit, I guess Cork of all the teams, I think Jaron Ash actually deserves a bit of credit, to be honest, in terms of obviously going in there. It was kind of a poison chalice from the get-go, and he didn't start the best, but he has turned it around, you feel like, and he's probably got enough credit in the bank to, even if in the first division, to go again next year and to try get them back up or whatever. I think he's earned to earn that opportunity. And they have been decent in the league as of late, and they will want to keep the momentum going and keep that good feeling going a little bit. And it was a kind of professional enough performance against Finn Harps, to be fair. We were kind of worried about the travel up. I think they actually flew up. The Cork team flew up to Donegal for that, which probably helped the kind of journey a bit.
Mm.
So yeah, I think yeah, they've a great home tie in the semi final that they'll hopefully have a good crack. That's obviously a tough game, but they'll have a good crack at that. And listen, if they can get to an FAI Cup final while getting relegated, like it's still borderline not the worst season ever. So yeah, we'll see how that plays out. But I do think obviously Rovers had that mad game in Drogheda, and just about saw through in the end. It was kind of touch and go. Obviously, a little bit unlucky to concede that goal. Great finish by Andy Quinn, to be fair. Fantastic kind of bicycle kick, side bicycle kick, whatever you want to say. He pops up with good goals and big goals, in fairness. I think he scored in the cup final last year as well. So he does pop up in big moments. And Drogheda will be good with that. We'll touch on them in a bit. But Rovers, just to get through was the main thing, and to keep that double dream alive. And I think I saw a stat that Rovers have only won the cup. I couldn't believe this. They've obviously won it 25 times in their history, but they've only won it once since like 1980.
87.
One time since 19. That's absolute. I could not believe that. That's crazy.
Yeah, there was like we won it a load of times in the 60s. We won a load of times in the 80s. Yeah, so it's a bit of a poison chalice for us
That's the
to speak.
maddest
We've
stat
got
I've ever heard, I think.
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, it's just been even the last couple of years, like it's been a combination of us not performing slash getting our bogey teams. Like we had Derry away, we lost to them. We got Bows, I think 2 years on the bounce.
Yeah.
yeah, it's just one of these things. I think this year has to be the year where we win it.
And sometimes
Um,
Europe can line up funny with it as well. You have Europe on the Thursday and then away to Derry on the Sunday in the cup or something. It can line up funny, like
I think for the cup final this year is it? Oh yeah, we've Athens. We're away in Athens on the Thursday and then the cup finals on the Sunday.
oh,
So
that's,
that
that's tough, isn't it? Yeah.
that's a mad one. Like because Greece is going to be hot, and we'll probably be going out there to try get something because we've a tough enough draw.
Yeah.
So yeah, lads will be traveling on the Friday, coming back in, getting ready for a cup final, and if we're playing Pats like they're no mugs, like
Yeah.
So yeah, it adds an interesting dynamic to it, like 100%.
Yeah, no, stretch the squad to the limit for sure. But yeah, great night for Rovers in the end. Obviously, Ed McGinty with the save to win it.
Best goalie in the league.
It's not a great bunch to pick from, isn't it? Not at the minute, to be honest. I think
That's not what I asked.
Dennison's probably up there, to be honest. I'd have Dennison up there at the minute.
Dennis made a few good saves, to be fair,
Did.
but like I suppose consider when McGinty first came in, a few shaky moments, Mulder kind of coming out, no man's land, giving away the goal, and then he got sent off against Derry. But in the last couple of months, like he's been really top notch. Like that save against
Yes.
Santa Clara, like
Yeah.
like that save against Santa Clara. Honestly, like I don't know. Maybe Anang on his day. I don't know if another goalie in the league makes that save.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Dennison does make good saves, but like that the level of that save and like how consistent he's been, and being in goals for us, like we've seen so many goalies come in and fail. Like it's a big pressure, and like you have to be on your toes for 90 minutes for like that one big save. And I just think McGinty's really proved himself in the last couple of months. So for me, he's the best goalie in the league, anyways. But I don't know
Yeah.
what you think. You
Maybe,
were you
maybe
were
on
texting
maybe
me saying spiel. I was like, come
Virtual
on.
Spiel, I think, goes under the radar a little bit. I'd like to see him kind of get on a few more months under his belt, and if he comes back for next season, we'll see. But
As
uh,
of right now,
as
as of right
as of right
now,
now in current form, McGinty's definitely in the top five.
you won't say, you won't say.
No,
Joking.
he's up there for sure. Now he is, without a doubt. Yeah, I do fancy Rovers in this one. And sorry, on the last thing on the cup for Rovers as well. Bar that trip to Drogheda, it's a very very nice
Oh,
route.
it's lovely.
It's a
It's
very nice
really nice.
final. Longford at home, Kerry at home. Is that it?
No, no, we had before Longford,
On
we
league team.
had Wexford.
Wexford, like it's a very nice route to the final. Like
Yeah, it was a very nice route to the final. But listen, Drogheda away is
Broadway is
no,
no
they're no mugs. Like they knocked out Derry. You know what I
like
mean?
they're the
So
holders of the cup as well, so they are no mugs. Like
yeah,
I said
yeah.
that
So
to
no,
you
that
before, like it's never going to be an easy game. Like it's always a tough place to go, no matter what. Like
I was only thinking, and this might be a mad view, but I would have rather just got Pats in the semi final at home than getting them in the final because I don't know. I just have this thing about Pats winning the cup. Like they've
yeah,
been there, they've done
yeah,
that a couple of
yeah,
years. I think that makes a difference.
yeah,
I would have rather got them in Tala, packed it out, and beat them in Tala, and then got a Cork or a Kerry in the final.
yeah, yeah. But obviously, from a cup final spectacle point of view, Pats
100%.
Rovers will be.
Dublin Derby.
Could be looking at attendance records, League of Ireland attendance records, cup finals potentially. Yeah, it will be all things going well or whatever. That'd be a fantastic occasion. But in terms of this one, Cork Shamrock Rovers, I will fancy Rovers to do it. I don't. I think it could be a bit of a lackluster affair, a little bit. I don't know how you want to say it, but I'll go for Rovers to win 1-0. I think it'll just be a tight enough game, but Rovers obviously have the quality just to see it through. Might make a couple of changes, maybe hard to know, but might want to get some minutes into legs of a few players and stuff. So even though you saw that the O'Neills and McAnuffs and stuff, you want to get a couple of minutes into them at some stage as well, just because you want to
Yeah,
have the
we'll
squad.
need them.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you need them. So yeah, I'll go for Rovers to nick that 1-0. Next up, then we have two sides that lost out in the quarterfinals of the FAI Cup. We've Sligo Rovers at home to Drogheda United. Um, Sligo up first, and obviously we've been giving them plenty of plaudits on the channel. We've said they've turned their season around, great recruitment in the mid-season, and to go 3-0 up against Kerry with what was it, 25 minutes left, maybe half an hour left, whatever it was, to
Mm.
throw that away, it's borderline like for the past.
Unforgivable.
Yeah, it is. It's borderline a sackable offense for any manager that's not maybe Bradley, Joey O'Brien after what he's done this season, maybe, and maybe Russell. Do you know what I mean? Like, and maybe Kenny because of his contract length. But I think any other manager, their heads on the chopping block. But Russell is safe because it's Johnny Russell.
Yeah, no, no. John Russell's a a good fella. But yeah, no, 100%. And I was only kind of listening to the aftermath of that result, and that's the third first division team that Sligo have lost in like consecutive years. Like they got knocked out to UCD, they got knocked out to Wexford, and now they're about to get knocked out to Kerry. Like a result like that could change the whole course of your season. Like we were saying
Agree.
how like, moments in time and how like, when Bows beat Rovers and Tala and how that changed Bows' whole dynamic of their season. This could be the opposite effect of Sligo. Like that's a huge sucker punch. Like being home and hosed, taking off Chad Hikiki a 3-0, coming back to 3-all. Yeah, that kind of plants the seed in the brain that Jesus, that playoff, we could well lose that game if we end
100%.
up in that ninth spot. And fair could be, I watch Galway on Sunday, we'll touch on them later. But like, they're no mugs either. Like they're a really resilient side. But Sligo, I just worry about their inexperience. Like they have a lot of young players like Elding and Hakiki and O'Kane and what's the fella on McManus on loan from Bows, like a really young team, and results like that can really be a sucker punch, can't they?
Yeah, no, I think I'm a little bit worried about them now. How
Yeah,
that reaction will be, and Drogheda, listen, it's a tough game for anyone, like, and it'll be a real test of their mettle, like, to see how they can react to that. Like, the fan base will be absolutely disgusted with how they lost that game. Like, there's ways to lose games, and that's just shocking. Like, and yeah, the morale in the camp must be just on the floor. Like, you're in the semi-final of the cup pretty much. Like, you're there, it's done. You're taking off a couple of your best players. It's done and dusted. Like, Kerry, listen, we'll give them all the plaudits in the world. Fantastic comeback and a memorable night and a fantastic League of Ireland story, but like they shouldn't have had a prayer to do that. Like absolutely disgraceful from Sligo, to throw that away. And listen, I think Russell is. I think he's a fantastic manager, probably destined to go on and manage maybe a higher team in the league or whatever at some point. But like, it's a real sucker punch, and I'm a little bit worried about them now because even Galway are starting to look a bit better performance wise and stuff. And I feel like a few results will come their way, and it's up to Sligo now. They've got themselves into a good position. It looked like they could be dead and buried at one point, but they've got themselves into a good position now. But that I think that result could really put them on the floor.
100%. Yeah, no, I fully agree. This isn't the Showgrounds this game, isn't it?
It is, yeah, yeah. And Drogheda as well. Like they've three losses in a row now. Obviously, there's some context. Obviously, one was on penalties, so it's technically a draw. But then Pats and Rovers, they lost to before it, but still like a little bit of losing momentum, sneaking in a little bit maybe, and they'll also be gutted as well. They'll be devastated. They put so much to get back into that game and to go through to the next round. They put everything into it, and they'll be a little bit. They always seem to pick themselves up. Their draw. They've got multiple knockdowns this season so far. They're still well in the hunt for Europe. I feel like they've the character within that group, the Ryan Brennans of the world and experienced head, the Conor Keelys. I feel like they can't pick themselves up, and Kev Doherty
Yeah.
doesn't pick them up to go again. So I'm not as worried about them feeling the devastation and the morale because they put in a good shift and they did well. To like it wasn't like a
It's a lottery. Panos is a lottery. So,
exactly. So
you leave it up to the gods the best of times. So what can you
100%.
do?
Yeah, yeah, sure. When Dan Cleary blast went over the bar, I thought it was done. Like,
But I thought, listen, I was already stood up waiting to leave, and then they got saved, and I was like, oh, I'm staying.
yeah, yeah, so bad, so bad.
Oh, no, no, you stand to the end, but I was sitting in the home end, so I wasn't in the humor of getting knocked out of the cup and then standing with the
But
away fans for
yeah,
half
yeah,
an
yeah,
hour
it's
drowning
fair
my
enough.
sorrows. And it
Yeah.
was raining as well. I was like, get me out of
Yeah,
here.
get out of
Get
here.
me out of here.
Yeah, yeah. But this game is very difficult to call, but I'm leaning towards looking at Drogheda potentially.
Same here. Must have, no, 100% spot on. Yeah, and it'd be a huge scalp for a draw, and it would reinforce Sligo's potentially the beginning of their downfall. What scoreline are you thinking?
I'm just gonna go for I'm gonna go for a draw just because I think Elding could cause problems a little bit, and I think Sligo have a goal in them. I think Drogheda maybe up top they're not quite what they were. I think we touched on Warren Davis maybe not being at as brilliant best as he was at the start of the season. Dougie's gone. A couple of lads above the bench didn't overly inspire me. The man Kareem,
Has he missed his penalty and or
yeah,
whatever his name? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
So
I'm not overly inspired by the front end. So I might just go for. I think Eldon could like they always have a goal on Sligo. So I think they. I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw here. But I wouldn't be shocked to see Drogheda nick it to be honest.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 1-0 draw. I'm just thinking they played each other earlier on the season and the showgrounds was on the box. And Drogheda were 2-0 up and Sligo brought it back. And I
Yeah,
remember that was really 2 points dropped for Drogheda perspective. So I think they'll have the bit between their teeth here, especially after the positives, which were the performance against us. So yeah, no, I fancy Drogheda to get back to win ways here, and I worry about Sligo. So yeah, 1-0 Drogheda.
yeah, that's very fair, very fair. Next up then we've a rematch of the quarterfinal from last weekend. We've St. Pat's at home against Galway United. Obviously it was a draw in 90 minutes. Last week went to extra time. And a bit of moment of magic from Chris Forrester. Now I know you did you see the free kick?
Oh, yeah, I was watching it. Yeah.
Did you if you
Brendan Clark, like I'm not
what did
being
you
a,
say?
I'm not sitting on my high horse here, but like when you see it on the first angle, you're like, wow, that went top ins, and you see it in the second angle, it like went
It's very
like you know what
centered.
I mean, went very central to him.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's one of these things. Maybe the wall blindsided him, but yeah, it's a bit of a
I think he needs to get tip that over the bar or something. I think.
even make an effort for it. He just kind of stood there, like even if you get a finger to it, and it doesn't still goes in, like he just kind of stood there and watched it, didn't he? Like
Yeah,
so,
yeah, I think you have to make a cracking go for it, but listen,
yeah,
hard to know. Obviously, very experienced keeper. Who are we to kind of criticize, man? I think the wall mightn't have been the best. It kind of was a little bit. I think it separated a little bit. Maybe the wall wasn't the best either, so maybe there's a little bit of criticism there. But a sucker punch to go out. I think Melia his first touch to get past Killian Browder and get him sent off for that as well. It's kind of just a insult to injury that they scored a free kick at the back of it, but just that little bit of quality that Pats do have possess. Like I don't think they're playing great, to be honest. Still, they're not playing at their brilliant best, but they have players. They have Forrester, they've Melia, they've Keane Levy, Mulroney on his day. Um, whoever else, Brandon Kavanagh, they have quality throughout and they have good players and they have players that can cause like make little moments happen in games. But I feel like they're not playing at their brilliant best, and it has been a little bit of a issue for them this season.
100%. I was watching them and. I thought their best player was Keane Levy. I thought he was
Yeah,
really good, really lively, playing through the middle, kind of getting out on the left wing, on the right wing, beating lads, making things happen. Just a gutsy performance from him. And I think he got man of the match, and rightfully so.
they've done, yeah.
I really thought he was impressive. But yeah, like I look at Pats, and my problem is, even when you're talking about them, is we're saying lads on their day, like Chris Forrester on his day, Jake Mulroney on their day, and like I've been accustomed as a Rovers fan in the past, talking about Burke and Byrne and so on. But if you want to be successful, you need to have lads perform week in, week out. Like I saw like a clip of Forrester doing kicky ups, in their final third with 2 minutes to go, and it looks great. But then, the next week, he might not be even present on the pitch. So it's one of these things with Pats, they need to be more consistent. And even watched them, I know they won the game, but you know, the game still went to extra time, and
Yeah,
Galway got a goal, out of kind of nothing. That
yeah,
wicked deflection for David Hurley. So yeah, Pats are, Pats will always be dark horses because of how good their squad is, and on their day they could beat anyone in this league. Sure, what we're even saying from to win the league this season. So, yeah. But as far as like I just feel like Pats leave a little bit to be desired.
yeah.
I still feel like that's the case.
Yeah, can I pull you up on that Forrester clip actually to keep you up? He's obviously like, listen, what a player! Like he gets little highlight reels all the time and stuff. But if you're a Galway fella, you're 3-1 down in extra time. You are going through him for a shortcut. I was so disappointed now, but he just absolutely clattered him like because you're about to go out in a cup. This fella's doing keepy up. He's in the middle of the pitch. Go through him. Like I couldn't believe that a John Caulfield side, like you'd imagine someone at Galway teams like, give me a chance to go through him here. Like he's taking the piss.
Yeah, yeah. Browder got sent off a few minutes before that, was it? For I think he's giving a lip to one of the fans. Then he got the second yellow or was it straight red? Sorry.
Amelia thing.
Um, yeah. So I was a bit of a. I was watching like now obviously I was at the Rovers Drogheda game, and as a fan I was invested in that. But watching that Galway pass game as a neutral, like it was a bit of a snooze fest. Like it was like it was end to end, so to speak, at certain parts. But I don't know. I just felt like there was a bit of a lack of quality in the game. Did you find that when you were watching it?
Yeah, yeah. I haven't really enjoyed watching Pats at all this season, to be honest. I haven't really
Hmm.
enjoyed watching them. I feel like
Yeah,
there's no real fluidity to them at times, and it feels like nobody's really playing in their best position, and they're kind of trying to put square pegs around holes a little bit at times and stuff, and it just feels a little bit disjointed or something a lot of the time. Whereas towards the end of last season, it felt like kind of a really fluid system.
electric.
I think the mid
Yeah,
on your man Mal Palmer, I think he makes them tick in the midfield. I think he's been injured most of the season, which is a massive blow. Don't know if he's not been back. I don't think.
no.
So like you do miss out on these types of lads that you do need to keep things ticking. Like, but yeah, I think it's a disappointing season for them. I think they need to win this. I'm not sure that they will. Pats obviously were fifth in the league at the minute, level on points with Shells, but have a game extra played, and yeah, what, five behind Bows with a game in hand as well. So like they are in the mix, and they probably fancy themselves in the cup now as well. To be fair, maybe that's the priority for them. Like it's hard to know, can they get themselves up for these league games and things when the cup's around the corner. I can see them finishing fifth and then winning the cup or something, and then sneaking into the European spot that way. Like,
Don't say that to me.
yeah, like we
Be a
just
sickener.
it's so Pats, isn't it? Like to go win the cup now.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's their saving grace every year. So yeah, 100%. Here I just think Pats are gonna have a bit too much for Galway. Like even with the Killian Brother red card, like Patrick Hickey, he's a big brutal lad and he makes things happen. But they don't have that, Moses Dyer type figure up top where you hang your hat on him and you say he'll get you a goal. They just don't have that now. So especially with Browder missing at the back, I think that I think Neely will probably have a bit of a field day, and they'll have too much. I'm going to go 2-0 Pats. I think they're a bit more convincing in the cup game. What do you reckon?
Um, is Browder definitely missing, or is he will he missing for the cup game the first cup game next season? I'm not sure if that does it carry over into the league. Probably does, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
I'm pretty sure it does carry over into the league. Yeah,
Maybe it
because they're
does.
they're
Yeah,
eliminated from the cup, like so.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's a big factor, I suppose. But I'm going to go for a repeat. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I think Galway have looked a little bit better as of late. I think they put in a decent
no, they
performance.
have.
And I think they might get a little bit of momentum, and they'll have a bit between their teeth for this one as well. They want to get something back because there's a lot at stake for them here, obviously, with joint level on points with Sligo, and they'll be looking to kind of claim, like, kind of get away from that playoff spot. So I do fancy Galway to put in a good shift here again. I'm going to go for 1-1 in that one.
Yeah, on the relegation thing, like from watching Galway, I nearly know that they won't be relegated. Like I looked at them, they just have they're too sturdy of a side to go down. I think even if they do finish ninth, I can't see them losing the playoff. Whereas
Yeah,
I look at Waterford and Sligo, and they're a bit more moody, a bit more inexperienced. I just think Galway have too much about them. So yeah,
yeah.
no, I agree with you on that.
And I think Galway will pick up points as well towards the end of the season. I think they might just be okay, but
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see what happens. But finally, probably the biggest game of the weekend is at the brand new well. We've Derry City at home to Shelbourne. Um, Obviously Derry off the back of a big win in Dalymount last week, 4-3. And I know you're not his biggest fan, but we have to give some flowers to Brian Maher in goal for Derry. He made some fantastic saves, especially towards the end, to keep them in and secure. He was the reason that they got all 3 points. It was a massive, huge performance from him, so he deserves credit for that 100%. It was a fantastic performance. Um, but your man Depot up front looks like an absolute handful. He's been a real good signer for them. He caused Bows all sorts of problems. Got on the score sheet as well. So he'll be looking to do the same again. Shells have 3 wins in a row. I don't think they've played in a little while, but they had obviously last time played was Galway at home. I think they won 1-0 last Sunday. So this is an interesting one. It's kind of interesting to see kind of Shells back in league action. It feels like it's been all kind of European centric, and they just need to get back to to the league and put our full focus on that for the minute. This is a tough one to call. I think so far in the head to head, Derry have won two. They beat us in Duff's last game in Talca 1-0. We beat them in Talca one of the first games of the season, and then they beat us 2-0 comfortably in the Brandywell early on as well. So this is a tough one to call, to be honest.
What's the league standings at the moment? Like what are the ramifications between the two sides?
So currently Derry are in second with 49 points from 30, and Shells are in fourth with 42 points from 28. So Shells are what, seven behind with 2 games in hand. So if Derry win this, Derry are pretty much guaranteed European football next season. They're pretty much
Hmm.
guaranteed second if they win. A draw keeps it alive. You'd still fancy Derry 7 points clear probably to finish top three or whatever. But a Shells win really, really opens it up to what going out to 4 points, and they'd have 2 games in hand. So Shells win really opens it up, and you're looking for a Harry Wood end of last season moment to get Shells up and running here.
Yeah, you are, to be fair. Um, yeah, this is a tough one. This is a big game. Shells I'm of the opinion that Shells just don't need to lose this game. I think if you draw this, you'd survive, you'd be fine. You win
Yeah.
your games in hand, you're in the mix. But if you lose this, like you're giving up vital ground to get that top three, top four. And yeah, like 100% we were joking about Shels finishing second, but like, second should be a real caveat for all teams in this league, especially Shels their coefficient now beyond this Conference League campaign because it's going to get Europa League football if Rovers win the cup and it
Yeah,
gives you two cracks at Europe. So I for that I'd want one of Shels or Pats to get that because their coefficient might be in the best nick
yeah.
following this campaign and it'll give you the best chance. But yeah, now this game will be tough. I'm kind of leaning towards a draw. I just feel that Derry are, they're hitting a good spot with the form. Shells have been in and out of action. I can't see Shells going up and winning, to be honest. I don't know. But then again, you never know. I'm gonna go 1-0.
Yeah, yeah. I think Shells have definitely Johnny Boyne's done a really, really good job since coming in. I think it helps that he's kind of like a reserved character. He's not Duff where I think Duff did put pressure on the players a little bit by being so abrasive in the media and such a eye catcher in the media, and we're back pages of the paper all the time. We're in the headlines. All the players kind of do feel that. Whereas Joey O'Brien, it's not the most entertaining interview in the world, but he keeps it short, keeps it brief, keeps it easy, and like he will just like concentrating on football. Like there's nothing else going on. It's just a football, football, football. So Shell's kind of silently gone under the radar, been professional and looked a bit more mature, I think, in the last little while. So been pleased with that. But yeah, I do agree. I think a draw is the most likely one here. I'll probably go 1-1.
No, likewise, yeah. It's very interesting these kind of exports coming to the league and they're doing well. Like I don't know if you saw Gennaro Daniels is doing unbelievably in Scotland with Kilmarnock. He has 4 goals and he was chatting a big game against Celtic and he was going viral around Twitter saying,
Really? Yeah.
Celtic aren't in the best nick at the moment. We fancy our chances against them, but punish them and so on. And then they obviously lost 2-1. But yeah, it's 4 goals at the start of the campaign for Kilmarnock. He's very good, and obviously Meepo now is good. Sorry, Depot's coming in now, and he's looking good as well. So look, it's good for the league, and a lot of times you get duds coming into the league they're just journeymen looking for clubs. I know your man Depot has like 18 clubs or something, but it'd be good to get players like that signed up. Like that's why I'm looking at Gennaro Daniels. Like I wish he was on a longer term deal, and I hope this fella Depot is too. But yeah, it's only good for the league, and it makes us better.
Yeah, no, exactly, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, Derry definitely will fancy their chances of doing it, and I think if they win, it's a big step towards European football. But I'm hopeful that Shells can go up there and get something at the very least.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, Shells are in a good deck. And to be honest, I do fancy them to finish. Like, if you were to, I know we've talked about this before, if you were to pick one team to finish outside the top four, who do you pick?
Finish outside.
I'm not even including Drogheda in this anymore because, or Drogheda sixth? Drogheda are sixth, aren't they?
Drogheda are
Yeah,
in.
it's the four Dublin clubs in Derry. Yeah, yeah.
I think Drogheda aren't out of it though. They're level on points with Shells and Pats, though, in fairness, and they're same games played as Pats, so they're definitely still in the conversation for sure. Even if
Mm,
they get fourth.
mm.
So I think the top four. I think Derry will get in, and after that win at Dalymount, I fancy them. Um, I think I'd go. I could see Bowes kind of slipping a little bit, to be honest, but I'll go.
Yeah, they're the hardest running.
Yeah, yeah. I'll go. I'll still go Derry. Derry maybe second, Shells third, Bowes fourth, something like that maybe. And Pats win the cup.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I agree with Derry. I think Shells will just have enough. And Bowes' run worries me on how Pats finish seasons. Like if Pats, you know, it wouldn't even surprise me if Cork did a job with them in the semi-final and then it
Christian.
was all hands on the league. I'm not wishing that. I'm just saying like there's many ways to think. Like regardless of how Pats are gonna do, they know they have to play Rovers in the Aviva, so it's no guarantee them getting European football through that. So I think they'll put all their eggs in this basket. I just think Pats will get top four. I don't know what it is that you know yourself. They've too many
Yeah,
good players not to.
I know.
You know,
I know.
it'd be nearly a sackable offense if you finish inside the top four.
That's the thing because Bowes and
Yeah,
Pats feel like one of them kind of have to slip out. I know Shells could theoretically slip out, and it's definitely possible. But if one of Bowes or Pats do slip out, it's a like they can't really sack the managers because they're both on long-term deals now. Ken, I know
yeah.
2 years, but Kenny probably has like what 3 more, so 3 or 4 more.
Yeah, yeah.
Not really a case
Three,
of
four.
like a sackable offense anymore because it will cost a fortune to get rid of them, and it makes it look like a really bad decision by the board as well.
I think Bows, honestly, I think Bows are not in trouble, but I think they're on a slippery slope where they don't necessarily see the danger, but it's creeping up on them.
100%.
And ever since they've lost Sean Gretton, defensively they haven't been as good. And yeah, I just don't know. I think see at the start of the season I had them fifth, and I thought they'd be the closest team to the top four, but it's just when you look at all the squads on paper, like it's just yeah, both should have enough, but it's just the Rennie factor. It just comes back down to, doesn't it? You need a good manager. You need
No,
a good manager.
you do. You do. The league is full of them now. Like there's no hiding places anymore. Like
No, not at all, not at all. Yeah, guys, so there you have it. There's our Game Week 30 preview and predictions. Please let us know in the comments what you think. If you agree with us, disagree with us, let us know your score predictions also. Let's try to get to 30 likes this week, guys. So please like. For our regular viewers and subscribe if you're new. It's always much appreciated. But yeah, Ross, cheers as always.
nice one, Luke. Thanks, many guys.